welcome back to my channel. My name is Mia and I run Sticky Kitten Crafts. I'm so excited you're here today because this is going to be a little bit of a different video than what we usually talk about, and I think it's kind of a unique video for the crochet community. It's something that I haven't really seen talked about all that much, so I thought it might be helpful, especially if you may be experiencing similar things. I really just kind of wanted to make this video so that I could kind of document my process with dealing with this, and then also, you know, hopefully use it as a benchmark so I can look back on it in 6 months, a year, and really see how far I've come or have not, and kind of again look back at some of the things that I'm going to be trying. So without further ado, if you watched my last video, not my tutorial video, but my last vlog video, you'll see that I got a storage unit for all of my crocheted plushies. I needed a place to kind of store everything and put everything that I had already made because it was just taking over my whole house. I live in a small house and I did not have enough room to keep everything here. So I decided to give myself a little bit of peace of mind and spend a few dollars and get a storage unit. So I'm really excited about that. It also allowed me to go through all of my works in progress and put some of those in my storage unit because, again, I had way too many things going on. I still have way too many things going on, but it allowed me to get some of them out of sight, out of mind, so I don't feel as overwhelmed. So what I really want to talk about today is how I've been becoming more aware of something and how I am planning on dealing with it. So I feel like over the last couple of years, I've noticed this a lot, not only with my business really made me more self-aware of this, but also in my personal life and in my regular 9-to-5 work life. I realized that I am very ADD, ADHD, I think more of the H variant, but I have a really hard time focusing and finishing projects. So again, this really came out and really became clear to me as I was getting all of my stuff kind of put together and put into my storage unit, because I really did have so many works in progress that I just have not finished. And even after going through that process and putting everything away, I was like, okay, I'm only going to work on my works in progress. Well, what have I been doing? I've been working on new and exciting projects, which is not good. So I kind of wanted to sit down and just talk about what I go through and kind of talk about how my brain works. Again, maybe some of you can relate to this, but also discuss how it makes running a small business exceptionally hard. And then I want to start kind of mapping out a plan for how I'm going to deal with this, and we'll see kind of, how that goes. But I found a website. It's actually ADD.org. I'm gonna be looking at my computer, so that's why I'm looking down. A couple of things that really stuck out to me is that ADHD can cause a lack of motivation in a person, and I feel like I do have that lack of motivation pretty often. And the ADHD brain may favor tasks that offer novelty and stimulation and avoid those considered repetitive and boring. So this is where it comes into my crafting. If I've been crafting something for a while, if it's a big project, if it's a long project, if it's something where I'm done but still have to add additional things onto it, I'm no longer interested, okay? So I would rather start on something new than take the 10 minutes to finish something that needs to be done. A great example is I was working through my whip bag the other day. I've actually tried to film this video quite a few times up to this point, and again, ADHD, I couldn't do it well. So hopefully this one will stick. But I have a work in progress bag that is at my house currently that I want to start working through first. Those are my priority projects that I was yes, I'm motivated. I want to finish these ones up. So that one is here at my house. In that bag, I had 2 little hats for my build your own duck experience. Now, those hats, done. All I wanted to do with those was add a little bit of like spice to them. One of them I added little stars, one of them I added hearts. How long did it take me? Maybe 20 minutes, but those have been sitting in that bag for months. Like, why? I don't know. So last Friday, I did make quite a bit of progress. I finished off 3 of my build your own bunnies. I finished all the bunnies. They pretty much were done, but some of them needed like arms and ears attached. I also went through and made all of their outfits, which is again, usually the part that I struggle with because the bunny is done, but I then need to take the extra step to give them a whole outfit. So I did that, and so I got 3 full bunnies done. I finished those 2 hats as well. I also had a little pair of overalls that just needed ends sewn in and buttons sewn on. Again, did not take me very long, maybe 20 minutes, but it's been sitting in my bag to do for literal months. So I'm feeling good now about making some progress on those items. However, I was very motivated last Friday, and since then I have not done a single thing with that bag again. So I just need to figure out a plan for attacking those items while also infusing some new items in there so that I'm feeling fulfilled by my crocheting and it doesn't feel like a arduous task that I need to do. But I really do need to finish off all of my whips. One thing that is very motivating to me is financial gain. So obviously by finishing all these projects, I will have some new unique items that I can sell at my markets that will bring in money. However, my fiance has also told me that if I finish up every single one of my whips that is in my bags that are in my storage unit and at home currently, he will pay me $1,000 at the end of the year. So there is some monetary gain on the line, which is helpful to me. Now, I want to be motivated enough to do these things without gaining anything financially. However, we'll see, how that goes. But I wanted to read through this article, like I said, and just kind of think about some tips and tricks that I could maybe implement. And then we might set up a little project plan for myself just so that I can have goals and things that I want to try to attain. I also need to figure out the best way to keep myself honest to those goals. So we'll talk about that too. I need to figure out a way to make myself motivated to look at whatever tracking system I'm going to be using. So tip number 1 from this ADD.org is to break tasks into smaller tasks. I feel like this is definitely a good one for me. Although I feel like for a lot of my whips, they really are kind of nearly done. So I feel like more of the bigger task would be just identifying 1 or 2 small projects to work on each day. If there is a bigger project, I know I do have some wearables and stuff in there. For some of those, maybe I will make this piece or finish this many rows every day, and maybe that will help. So definitely going to keep in mind breaking things into smaller goals. They're also saying you should set a deadline or time or place of completion for each small goal. Make the first small goal of the day a 100% achievable task. Don't be afraid to set a very low bar and visualize your end goal. So my visualized end goal is having a cleaned up room. Right now my bedroom acts as my office space, my bedroom, as well as my crafting space. So right below me, I have quite a few bags of whips that I need to work on. So just having those out of my space and out of my life would be beautiful. So that's my ultimate end goal. And I think I'm gonna write that down actually. I made a Milanote, and maybe I'll share some screenshots in here later, but I think I'm going to create a whole new board on here, and I'm going to make goals. So I'm gonna say my ultimate goal, ultimate vision. So I'm gonna say I wanna have a clean room without being overwhelmed with works in progress. I want to have all of my whips completed. I think that's gonna be my ultimate vision. Yes, so I'm gonna put that here on my vision board. Now, that will be our North Star that we are going to like work towards. I'm also gonna add in some notes here, like basically SMART goals. So thinking about what I'm gonna do. So my plan of action will be create small, achievable, bite-sized goals that can be attained every single day. So every day I'm gonna have a goal for myself, and we might need to re-workshop these day to day. Like I may have something come up that I know will come up, so but I want to have them be small enough goals to where I can easily achieve them, even if I have a lot of other life things going on. So that will be kind of like our guiding principles, if you will. So that'll be guiding principle number 1. Next, it's telling us to organize your to-do list. So putting to-do lists together helps mark the starting line and saves you the stress of missing important things. To put together an effective and motivating to-do list that works with the ADHD brain, it has to be short, organized, and visually appealing. Okay. I do like visually appealing things. So here it says, here's how to put together a valuable to-do list. Oh my gosh. Be specific with your goals. For instance, list 20 minutes of jogging instead of exercise. So again, these are very SMART goals, it seems like. Make your tasks small so that they don't take longer than 30 minutes to complete. Color code or mark 3 to 5 of the most important things on your list with numbers. Use visuals or icons to make the goals look more appealing, and keep your to-do list somewhere you'll look often. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do, I need to figure out if Milanote has, I know they have an app, but I need to see if I can make a widget for myself. But I think I'm going to make myself a to-do list on Milanote, and this will be something that I update maybe every day or week, probably every day. We're really workshopping here while we're going through this, okay? I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a parking lot. So this is kind of like a product management principle that I've used at work before, but basically when you wanna build out something, you need to have a parking lot for all your ideas that you can't do right now. So I'm gonna build out a parking lot with all of the things that I eventually need to do. And then every day, I'm going to go in and create small, achievable, bite-sized goals. Again, things that would take me maybe 30 minutes. That's something I can easily do like before bed at night. And yeah, I will like update my to-do list every single day. So for my parking lot, I'm gonna take some time off camera to build out my parking lot, but I'm gonna have my parking lot, and then I'm also going to build out my to-do list. So, oops, I have to drag. I'm gonna call it my daily fun list. Okay. I think that one of the tips, I can't remember if it, I read it before, but reframing of your brain, instead of being like a chore list or a to-do list, it's a list of things that you want to do. Like instead of saying like do the dishes, like think about it as you want to do the dishes because you like a clean space. So give it a positive spin. So I'm going to call it my daily fun list because crocheting is fun for me. and I do love it. Even though some of these items may be things that I don't really care about anymore, I love crocheting, so I need to just do it in whatever way I can, and maybe that is doing some projects that just need to be done and out of my life, because again, I want to crochet to have a clean space. So all right, so we might try to do some color coding as well. They also said add in some like visuals, so maybe we will work on doing that as well. I might just make my board pretty fun so that it's nice to look at. Okay, tip number, I think this is tip 3, ask for help. So using support groups, and having like some sort of accountability group. I think this is a great idea, and I may have you all be my accountability group just by posting this and then kind of checking in with you. If you all are interested, we could create like an Instagram group where everyone could kind of chat through their daily to-do tasks or their daily fun tasks that they are gonna work on, and kind of have like an accountability group. I'd be totally cool with moderating something like that, but just let me know. I could definitely use it for sure. And it would be a great way for you to show off your new fun projects that you've made. So definitely something to keep in mind. I'm again going to like add a little like ideas box for myself, kind of similar. One of my ideas that I put in here now is make an accountability group on Instagram so people can share their daily fun lists and accomplishments. Perfect. Okay, keep things fun and interesting. The ADHD brain is creative and imaginative. Take advantage of that by thinking of a few fun and exciting ways to turn monotonous tasks into something that you'd more likely enjoy. So try to gamify whatever you're doing, like maybe do it as a race against time, turn menial tasks into a competition with someone else to see who could get done faster, download apps that turn uninteresting tasks into exciting games or missions, pair a boring task with something you enjoy, like folding laundry to an episode of your favorite show. This is something I have been doing lately actually, and it really has been helping me. So instead of watching TV of late, I've actually been listening to audiobooks. I used to read a ton, and then when I started crocheting, I found that it was really hard to read because I was always crocheting. But I got back into audiobooks recently, and I think in the last week or two, I've read like 7 books. So this is a great way to kind of like re-engage yourself or find something new to do. Maybe you used to love podcasts, like pick up a podcast again and see what's been happening in your favorite podcast. Maybe for you, you don't watch TV a lot, but maybe that could be something you add while you're working that keeps you motivated. I love watching The Real Housewives while I'm crafting. I feel like I can get a lot done. People are always saying like, how can you do other things while watching TV? Well, I'm not really watching the TV. I'm just listening, and you know, it's something entertaining for me to have on while I'm doing other things. So maybe, yeah, find something that is helpful. I think I'm going to continue trying to listen to my audiobooks because that has really been helping me, and we'll see how that goes. I might kind of do something more gamified, but for now, I think I'll stick to my audiobooks. The one thing that I was thinking when I first read this headline was actually to keep things fun and interesting. I think I will allow myself to work on like a fun project after I finish up my daily fun list. So I'll have my daily fun list of like 30 minutes of things that I have to get done that day. After that, I can work on whatever I want, but within reason. I don't want to be starting a billion new projects, but I think if I have like 1 to 2 fun projects that I can work on here and there, that will be helpful. But I need to like finish up one of those projects before I start a new one. So I'm gonna add that as like a into my kind of like vision or my parameters. Number 1 was going to be, again, creating small, achievable, bite-sized goals that can be attained every single day. Number 2 is going to be I can work on 1 to 2 new, fun, or exciting projects while working through my WIPs. However, I can only have 2 max at a time, and I cannot start a new project before finishing up one of those 2 projects. So I can only have 2 going at a time, not 3, not 4, not 10, just 2. And if I want to start something new, I have to be motivated enough to finish my previous new, fun, exciting project. So I think that is a very fun, reasonable goal for me. So that's kind of how I'm going to infuse some of this, keeping things fun and interesting. Okay, next is celebrating milestones with rewards. So adults with ADHD may struggle to complete routine or repetitive tasks that aren't inherently rewarding or only offer long-term gratitude. Creating immediate and fun rewards each time you check off a set number of tasks on your list may encourage you to start on them. The reward can be as simple as having a snack, taking a walk outside, sitting in a bubble bath, or listening to your favorite song. I'm really bad about creating rewards for myself because I'm not super motivated by those kinds of rewards, but I will try to think of some sort of reward to give to myself. Maybe, again, my reward will be that I can work on my fun, new, exciting max of 2 items. Okay, next is try body doubling. Body doubling is a practice where you work on tasks, especially frustrating or tedious ones, alongside someone else. The body double helps you to keep you accountable and focused on your present task. Body doubling works in a wide range of scenarios. For example, you may have a friend come over to help you with finances or work with your housemate to clean the kitchen. So I could try this. I actually do this a little bit without realizing. So sometimes I will need to just grind out a project and I will see if my fiance wants to watch a movie with me. And I will usually work while we're watching the movie, and it's a good kind of way. Usually I'll only bring one project down to the couch with me, so it's a good way for me to work on one single thing in one sitting. And usually movies are like an hour plus long, so it gives me a good kind of like uninterrupted time to work on something like this. So I do this without really realizing, but that is one of my like ways to do it. I don't really have a lot of friends that do like crafting or things like that. So, but if you did, like find a friend and say, hey, let's go get a coffee at Starbucks and work on XYZ projects and maybe get it done while you're there with them and chit-chatting or something like that. This next one says, don't rely on pressure. The pressure of should and have to may put you off tasks. Instead, reframe them into wants and focus on the outcomes or sections of the task that you enjoy most. So again, this is where I was talking about that dishes example earlier. This is a great way and something that I'm going to try and do to reframe my thinking and try and get some of these things done. The next one says, remix your routine. The ADHD brain is drawn to new and shiny things. Harness this by introducing novelty into your routine and incorporating new and stimulating elements into repetitive tasks. For example, you may switch up your working environment, visit a cafe or library to answer emails, listen to your favorite playlist or podcast while working on a mindless task, listen to brown noise when you need to tune out your thoughts and focus, or go to the grocery store with a friend. Socializing keeps things fun. So this is definitely something I could try to employ. I usually only crochet at home or like if we're in the car, things like that, but maybe I should find like a park to go to or something like that might be nice. I'll definitely have to think about this one. I think my routine is going to be vastly changing in the next couple of weeks because I have to return to the office. So I think a lot of these changes, it might be a good time for me to implement these changes because I'm going to be starting a whole new routine anyway. So maybe, you know, I might be able to bring something in for lunch to try and finish it or something like that. That might be a good remix to my routine. Okay, find your peak productivity hours. That is the next suggestion. Are you a morning person or a night owl? Observe when you're in the best state of mind and hyper-fixated on getting things done. Designate time to complete what you can during that period and utilize your ADHD to your advantage. You'll set yourself up for success by working on tasks during the most productive hours. I need to figure this out for myself. And I think thinking beyond just crocheting, like I could crochet at any time of day. I think I'm definitely maybe more productive. I don't know, like on the weekends, definitely like midday, but I would say during the week at nighttime, because that's when I can crochet. But yeah, I need to think about like my most productive hours, but more specifically for my administrative type tasks, like adding things to my website or updating my Etsy, doing financial stuff, doing those sorts of things. I need to figure out when I would be peak productive. I'll have to think about that one. I'm gonna add that to my list again with my schedule kind of changing. I think this will also change because I will have to wake up earlier. I will have a longer commute based on, I mean, now I have no commute, so my life will be drastically changing. So we'll have to really see. Limit distractions. Okay, this is the next one. Take note of your biggest distractions and devise strategic ways to limit or remove them. For instance, you could try noise canceling headphones. I literally just bought some because I have to return to the office. So definitely will be trying those out. Be wise with your choice of music while working. Lyricless music tends to be the least distracting for many people. Download apps that block social media apps for a set time. Keep your workspace tidy. That's something I definitely need to work on. And then write down distracting thoughts as they come and then forget them until you've completed your tasks. These are all things that I could do. I definitely also, I think like just in general life, I use my phone too much. So it would be great to kind of limit that distraction in my life, but I really need to figure out how. I recently heard of someone saying they put their phone on like black and white mode. And so everything is black and white, so it's less appealing. I might try that. I don't know. I'm getting a little bit desperate because like so many other people, it's very easy to just like watch reels or watch TikToks for forever because, you know, it's something new every 2 seconds. So I need to figure that out. But next thing is ADHD and getting motivated. Discomfort is normal. While the above tips and strategies may help you start off on the right foot when tackling your to-do list, you may still experience discomfort or unease. That's okay. Normalize those feelings and acknowledge that you can put your best foot forward and not be in the mood for a particular task. Yes, you can still fully engage in it and complete what you need to. So I hope those strategies were helpful. If you already have ADD or ADHD, maybe this will help you kind of like in your regular life. I think it will help me like in my professional life as well. But for now, I'm focusing on trying to do some of these with my business because that's where I see my problems the most. So, like I said, I think I'm going to sit here and draft out my parking lot of items. I'm basically just going to brain dump, and then I'm going to create my daily fun list. But I will probably create this for tomorrow just because it's already 7:30 and I do just kind of want to decompress tonight. So I'll probably work on something, but I don't want it to be probably one of my whips. I just want it to be one of my fun projects, honestly. So, which is fine. I'll work on one of those and try to get one of those done. So I will check back in with you once I finish up my parking lot. The sun is going down, so the light will probably drastically change when I see you in a little bit, but I'm gonna go work on that and I'll be right back. Okay, this movie went faster than I thought it would, and sorry for the janky thing, but sorry for the janky filming. I should do a screen share, but I'm a little too lazy right now. But as you can see on my Milanote board here, if you haven't used Milanote before, it's just like a kind of like a project management tool, but you can add in a lot of really fun stuff. So here you can see I can add in, like they said, I can add in some color. So this will be like my ultimate vision. And then over here we'll have like our parking lot. I might change up some of these colors later, but you can add in a bunch of different colors. You can link out to different things. You can drag and drop in to-do lists. You can include lines. So if you need different things to connect, you can add in additional, so like this is a board, you can add in other boards. You can also create columns and add little cards in there. So say I need to add in like a document, I can add that in my column. I can also add like a to-do list into my column. So there's a lot of crazy stuff you can do. I honestly like don't use it that much, but and this is not sponsored or anything. I actually like heard about this from another small business YouTube channel and just figured I would try it out, and I really have liked it. So anyways, back to the board here. So here I have my ultimate vision. Again, my ultimate vision is I want to have a clean room without being overwhelmed with whips. We are also going to be moving in the next year, so it would be nice just to have like a lot of this stuff cleaned up and cleared out before I need to move. I also want to just have all of my whips completed. I think I will add by the end of 2025. I think this is going to be a steep goal, but we'll see if we can get it done. I definitely want to make a lot of like meaningful progress with it. Next, I again kind of have some of my motivating principles and different things that I should be doing, including finding those peak productive hours. Next thing, I have my daily fun list. So I did actually end up adding one task onto my daily fun list today. This is a kind of special order. My best friend's mom wants me to make her tennis team some little, almost like tennis bag buddies. So I need to figure that out. I bought the yarn last week and just haven't worked on them yet. So this will be kind of like my fun task that I maybe work on before bed tonight. I may also do it while I'm Pelotoning. I've been trying to become more active. I find that because my business makes me sit a lot, because you can't really be like walking or running or doing other like active things while you're crocheting. I have found that I can bike. So I am probably going to work on this for today. And then I decided on my 2 fun, exciting new projects. So I have a tapestry pattern that I'm working on, and then I also have a flower cardigan. So I added those 2 things here. And then this is my parking lot for all my whips that I currently have in a bag in my room. So some of these I moved up to the top because I have a market coming this weekend and I kind of want to finish them before then. I would say like these top ones are all things I want to finish before this weekend. Again, we'll see if we can get them done. Many of these things could be pretty fast. And then I have a few that will take a little bit longer and I may not be able to finish before then. And then again, just gonna kind of like pop some ideas in here in case I have anything that I kind of want to do. But I did actually think of a couple of other, I had a couple of other like whip ideas in my head, so I will just put those in here. And these might be, maybe I will actually, I'm gonna create a second parking lot. Oops, gotta put a title in. Okay, that one, I'll just delete. Okay, so I'm going to have 2 parking lots. One will be for my actual whips that I have already started, and this one will be for all of my ideas of things that I would like to start, but cannot because I can only do 2, like one thing at a time. So that's our Millinote board. Okay, so that didn't take me quite as long as I thought to put together that board, but honestly, I don't want to feel overwhelmed, so I don't want to have too many whips on here or too many things going on. I think I will do a lot of brain dumping in here, but for now I want to start out simple. So I'm only going to have like those couple of items that I can choose from every day. I think for each of these, I need to kind of assess how long it might take me to finish them. A lot of them, let me look, like my flower purse insert, that shouldn't take me too much longer. I already have it mostly done. So that would be like a good 30-minute task. I need to make legs for my little Klaus. Again, that would be a good 30-minute task in and of itself. I have a mushroom hat that I need to finish. I really just need to sew on some of the spots and make straps. Again, another 30-minute task. The lining for my smiley bag, I think that will take longer. I might break that up into 2 separate tasks. One being like cutting out the fabric and like kind of like sewing it to a point, and the second one I might need to hand sew it onto the bag, so that will be like a second thing, but I need to figure out if I could sew it onto the crocheted piece. Third thing is finishing up my cowboy hat. Again, I think that's like a 30-minute to an hour task. My fiance's shirt, that one will be a long one. So that one will be multiple days of like 30-minute tasks. So I need to break that one out, but I kind of have a good idea of how long parts of the shirt are taking me. So I can like break that out into more easily digestible tasks as opposed to just like finishing the shirt. And then same thing, the Patrick Star outfit and the wingspan pillow, both of those I'm not really sure how long they're going to take me, but I can figure out small bite-sized chunks that I can work on and get some of those on. So even just looking at what I have currently, 2, 3, 4, I have 5 to-do list items that are all about 30 minutes each. So I might try to do like 2 a day, and then I'll be done with like 5 things by the end of this week. That would feel really good. So I think I'm going to try to do that. But we'll see. I do have a market coming this weekend, and I also need to get ready for that. So part of my like fun list will probably also include like going to my storage unit and getting all my items and then doing my mock setup. That will take me more than 30 minutes, but hopefully it won't take too much longer because I actually only need to set up 1 table. So that's where we're at. I know this video was a little bit chaotic, but I feel much better going through this task. So let me know if you decide to go through this same task and kind of like give yourself some goals and parking lots and list some things to do each day. I'd really kind of love to hear how you are going about your journey, or if you have any other tips or tricks that you have tried that have helped you kind of be successful with your small business. I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments if you have anything that I should be trying next. But hopefully I will kind of like do a check-in on this whole process as I'm going through my weekly vlogs. I'm going to try and get back to those. That will also be something that I incorporate into this planner. And I think as I build this out more, I'm going to kind of be thinking more ahead of like what kinds of bigger projects do I want to be working on? How can I like add those into a calendar? What kind of like videos do I want to be making? What kind of content do I want to be posting? I'm really going to try and like be more mindful of that. That was one of my goals for this year, and I really haven't been good about it yet. So hopefully this will kind of help me along that journey as well. But for right now, one of my biggest tasks that I really want to be focusing on is getting a lot of my whips cleaned up, because it is just a heavy weight and it is very overwhelming. So that will be kind of like task 1, and I feel like some of the content and things will be coming out of that whole process anyway. So I hope you found this video helpful. I now need to add to my list of things to do to edit this video, so I'm gonna go add that to my list and think about when I want to do that, hopefully either tonight or tomorrow, and then we will check back in during my next video and see how things are going. But I, again, hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will be going through this process together. I will see you in the next one.